Guess when my father met Thomas? When Thomas was in his 20s, he came to a show of my father's and said, how you doing? You're a great singer. By the way, I'm your son. Do you remember such and such? Yeah, I remember her. Yeah. Oh. And then he put him on as a band, a part of his band. Remember, he plays bass.
Yes.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real life.
Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
If you don't mind me asking, how did your father pass?
Heart attack. So this is the deep about it. My grandfather, my father's father, let me tell you his story real quick. He was a merchant marineman who spoke 9 different languages. Here's the story of Dudley Gooding. His nickname was Cuba. How did he get this name? Because his favorite country, while he was in all of his travels, and he was a Garveyite, so much to unpack here. The movie's coming, the book is coming. Cuba, this is a true story. Cuba was where he made his home, right? It's a black man born in Barbados, lived in Cuba, had a wife, she got pregnant, he's preaching, he's speaking his Garveyitism and everything, boom, 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 boom. They shoot up his house. They killed his wife and pregnant child, dead, boom. Now, the only things we can confirm, that's why I want to tell the story, is he then next went to New York. I like to think he murdered all of them and fled on the boat. He might have just left, who knows? But they kill your pregnant wife and he was strong, 9 languages? I'm sure you can find at least 8 languages that will kill for you. Anyway, so he slid off, went to America, landed in New York, and then met my grandmother, and he drove a cab. He was a taxi driver. It's a good skill to have 9 different languages speaking out in New York back in then time, right? Meets a woman, Addie Smith, marries her, and then has my father and his brother, right? And then names his firstborn son Cuba, because his nickname was Cuba. You know what I'm saying? We call you Joker. You have a kid and your kid is called Joker, boom, boom, boom. Okay, Joker, and then that Joker is Joker Jr. No, that's Joker the third, really. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So Cuba, my father, Cuba Sr., was really like a Cuba Jr., and then he had Cuba Jr. My grandfather had a heart attack while driving a taxi while my father was 12 years old, had a heart attack, drove himself to the hospital, and then died. My father sung at his dad's funeral at, he was 13 years old. A song called Oh My Papa. Sung the out of it. And then snuck into the Apollo Theater where we laid him to rest in 2017. And it was deep how that came. So it's tough, man, but it's life. It's life. But so, again, the way my father lived, I didn't see a decline in him until after my son was born. My son was born in 2017, in January 27th. My father died a week before his birthday. My father's birthday is April 27th, and he died a week before his birthday. Let me see where the smokers are. Guess what day my father died on? Niggas be handing me weed now. I'll be like, I'm smoking. I'll be like, just one hit. I'm going to take one hit, nigga. I'll say, no, I'm smoking. Oh, it makes you feel good. It do feel good. Y'all thought we smoking upstairs. You want to talk about that? I got to go downstairs. Weed is different. But, yeah, so how did he die? He died on his accord. And again, like I told you, he died in my mother's car. It was so interesting. He was always traveling. He came home. He got in her car and then went, had some meetings, blah, 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 and died on the side of the road. That's how men, it's like, wait a minute, I got to pull over. Wait a minute. And then expiration.
Quick question. Your father, while he was on the road, he had another child, your half-brother.
No. Okay, so let me correct you there. Yeah, and I'm glad you asked me on camera. While he was on the road, he had a half-brother.
Yeah, I said, please, let me know how it happened. I gotta know how it happened.
Come on, real life. I see y'all looking at the notes.
We do
Ask about the half-brother, nigga.
Half our research.
Let me tell you about this. And Tommy, if you watch and listen to this story, so you can understand where I'm coming from, brother. Because me and Thomas are not close. And I'm going to tell y'all this story in confidence. Don't tell nobody
Please.
else.
Right. We'll keep it between us.
Between us and these 3 cameras. My father was 16 years old and he had with a woman and she got pregnant. She had his baby and would not allow him to be a part of that child's life. I don't think, that's how it's told to you. There's got to be something in there. I've, too honest, but I'll say it. It's too late now. I've said, what? No, abortion time, baby. This, I'm young. This ain't, no. And we talk and blah, 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 and it happens. He wasn't as fortunate. I shouldn't say fortunate, but that's not what happened. That's not my family. We gonna have this baby. She had the baby. Guess when my father met Thomas? When Thomas was in his 20s, he came to a show of my father's and said, how you doing? You're a great singer. By the way, I'm your son. Do you remember such and such? Yeah, I remember her. Yeah. Oh. And then he put him on as a part of his band. Remember, he plays bass.
Yes.
Their relationship was up from start to finish. I mean, it was kind of hard. You watch movies. Oh, my long lost son, I'm gonna make up for time. That's not real life. Real life is he's got another family and he's got a whole nother situation. He didn't know you existed. And if he did know you existed, he definitely had any contact with you. You're obviously 22, nigga. Then you pull up at a concert and so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? So Tommy and I.
Is anybody famous? Your dad's already, the family's famous.
Well, yeah, he's performing. Well, we're not.
Y'all aren't, but.
When he was 22, so right now, let's see, I just turned 48. I'm waiting for somebody to go, damn. And my brother just turned 57. Yep. Yeah. And I won't say how old my sister is, she's a lady. And then Thomas is at least 10 years older than that. You know what I mean? But my father's been famous since he was in his 20s. You know what I'm saying? Had me when he was in his 30s. You know what I mean? But he had Thomas when he was 16. You know what I mean? So there's some mathematicians in here. Y'all can work it out. And so he was, I'm saying he met him at a show. He's doing a show. Like, hey, I'm your son. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for my son. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah.
I always wondered, was he looking for a money grab? Like, or was he looking for a father?
Probably just a father,
okay.
Present father, especially when you see how he's been raised and how he regards women and how his relationships kind of evolve and how they are. Like, I mean, I heard him talking about my father to other people and I was like, my mama didn't raise this nigga. We don't talk about our dad. We keep this shit in-house. You don't just talk about this. I said, this nigga, who are you talking about? Yeah, Cuba. Cuba who? My brother? No, dad, man. What, aren't you mad? I ain't mad at you. That's our dad. There's a room full of people. Who the fuck are you talking about? And then that's how we fell the fuck out. And then to this day, he saw my sister because my sister and my brother had the same birthday 1 year apart, January 2nd. And I was talking to my sister last night. We took her out, we had dinner and all that. And she was like, yeah, I talked to Thomas. And I said, oh, shit, whatever. She's like, yeah, this and that, woo-de-woo-de-woo. I said, all right. It's just a different dude. He's a different dude. He's a different dude. He's a different dude. He's a different dude.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move. Hey.